Can you hear me? 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 Can you? Am I still frozen? Can you guys hear me? 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you know that I'm on my phone and when people call me, my phone stops? Okay, sorry, I'm using my iPhone. Listen, when I come up, I'll have a nice little studio background and will never be interrupted. But tell me this, for those of you that have been sticking with me, tell me, remember that train that I tell you got derailed in my mind? It's back. Answer me this. Am I yelling? Should I turn down the gain? Let me know if you guys don't like the sound, if this is too loud. Because I can put up the gain and I can whisper to you guys like ASMR. Yes, I can. All right. Tell me this. I'm too loud, Jennifer? Oh, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you guys tell me? I'll turn it down. How about this? Is this good? Does this sound good? You want me to turn it down? Does it sound good? And I'm going to talk to you guys about the train that was in my mind. That's back. The train is going. Okay. Tell me this. How in the world did the cops in Home Alone, are you keeping up? Getting in the house. Let me repeat. Home Alone, in one scene, the cop was in the white people's house. Does anybody know why the cops were in the house? I don't care if it's a movie. Who made this up? If it's a movie, it's an idea, and the possibilities of somebody doing that, that's ridiculous. Why was the cop in the house? And he wasn't even a cop. Do you guys understand that? That in the movie Home Alone, the robbers not only knew the house, but also knew the people in the house. The little boy recognized the robber because he had that little gold thing. Remember? When he was walking, doing his own thing, walking by himself. Tell me why this kid won. He didn't have his family. He was like cool with it. My point is this. Robbers just don't rob people. Robbers just don't go to random houses or random blocks. Robbers go to places they know they're going to be successful in. No criminal is going to want to get caught. So you have to create a space for these criminals. Okay, class? You have to create a space, an incubator, where they're not going to like this. Criminals like easy access to crimes. So you have to make it difficult for them to do the crime. No criminals like cops. Having more police near a neighborhood that has been known to have break-ins, because repeat offenders do repetitive crimes. Do you understand that? Once they get away with something, then that's like, aha, this is the spot. How do they know the spot out of every place in the freaking world? Because they have a successful transaction. They have a proven method system that they're not going to break, and they're going to keep on doing it. Neighborhood watching is one way we could cure robbers. So you guys are so focused on keeping your guns, but why not be more focused on having a safe community, just in general, where everybody knows each other, everybody watches each other, and everybody takes care of each other, right? I would feel safe and okay, and we own our home. There's about 20 houses on our block. I would love to have a block party, because people talk and kids talk. So keeping that community as a focal point in all of our towns is imperative. That's one thing that I do like about Connecticut, is that there's a lot of towns that are very close knit. But that doesn't negate the fact that there are still cities that are predominantly black that are being plagued by the gun due to gang violence related deaths. You understand? So you guys come on through as I discuss. After I blow my nose, have you guys been coming here every day? I just cannot break this cold. It's like so annoying. How many of you guys have gotten sick this winter? You know, Joe Biden said this is going to be a cold winter, a cold, dark winter. I'm telling you, I think he meant like literally a cold. Like everybody's getting popped with a cold. No pun intended. Hold on. You know, I'll tell you guys a story real quick. Like my great grandmother, who is from Texas, black woman, where her mother probably was a slave. She just died like in her 90s. I'm 36 years old. Or an indentured servant. Do you guys know that black people, after we were slaves, we were indentured servants? I don't think you guys realize that. Right along with the Irish. Anyway, she used to tell me that if you're coughing up mucus or sneezing up mucus, that means the sickness is coming out of you. It's just an old black lady saying. I don't know if it's true, but whenever I sneeze, I do feel like the mucus is now released. So now I'm better. I'm getting better. Maybe the whole coughing and stuff, maybe the mucus is what saves you, is what I'm saying. Let's not discriminate mucus, is what I'm saying. Maybe it's a good thing. I mean, I'm not a scientist or nurse or anything in the medical field. I never wanted to be touching y'all's body, let alone looking at your blood. No thing with the blood clots. Now, I will pop your pimples, though. I am the pimple queen. I swear to God, my dream job, if I could do anything in the medical field, would be a pimple popper. But my great grandmother used to say that, and she's an older black lady. I wonder if there's some truth to that. Anyway, I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning with you guys. We've been debating about gun control. Go to my YouTube channel. All of the debates, I've been posting it on there. Link is in my bio if you guys want to understand what I be doing. I be putting in work with y'all. Anyways, let me read some of your comments, and then I'm going to discuss real quick the 4 countries that have tackled and ameliorated their gun violence crisis. Okay, how do we tackle gun violence in America? Not by getting more guns. You guys are crazy. More guns is not going to fix the issue. We already have more guns than people. Stop saying that, right? What we need to do is follow the proven method systems of other countries that have been able to lower their gun related deaths. Okay, 109 people die a day. Come on, people. So let's follow their lead and become smarter and stop being crazy, doing the same thing that you're going to get a different result. That's crazy. We're not crazy. So what are we going to do different? Why don't we adopt what works in other countries? Because America is failing our society pertaining to the gun. We are failing. Kids are dying on a day-to-day basis. Every 2 days there's a mass shooting. Every 2 days. And you guys want to sit here and talk about the style of rifles and which one is more deadly and which one has a faster shooting range and all these styles. Like, I don't care. What I care about is us being safe. And if you have a gun, I don't think you're safe. I think you're dangerous. Don't you think, as a person who is anti-gun, without a gun, don't you think that makes me vulnerable if you have the gun? What happens if you guys pop off? And you guys be popping off every single day here. You guys don't even seem stable. If you can't even have conversations about the gun without getting freaking upset. If you're getting upset and you have a gun, you're dangerous. And the fact that you guys are so fragile, it's like you feel so weak without your gun. Let me tell you something. Ain't no MMA fight or whatever using guns. Learn to use your fists. Stop being a coward. Why do you think all these kids are using guns to shoot up schools? Because they're too scared to fight. Let me tell you something. There's something beautiful about kids sticking up for themselves with their hands. That's it. Come on, John. You've been freaking picking on me, John, every day for the past 3 years, and I'm sick and tired of it. Come on, John. And then all the kids in the school go, 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 go. And then no teachers around because, I don't know, they're probably freaking drinking their cup of coffee, just completely ignoring the kids like they usually do. And the kid is in the locker room. He's like, that's it, John. Come on. Give me your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. You know what I'm saying? Fire away. If you guys don't want me to be a gun control activist, I can always be a rock star, is what I'm saying. Freaking, come on, John. Come on, hit me. And then John, is that all you got? Is that all you got? Because he's been holding in this anger for the past 3 years. Every time he gets slapped in the head, and even got a fart landed on him. A few farts. Okay, because Andy was sitting down in his seat and a freaking 2 popular boys came onto her head and freaking farted on her during a Christmas freaking gathering in her classroom. I mean, Andy the character. And then tried to give her freaking dog food. And then called her big lips in front of everybody. Fish lips. To yourself. Ooh, ooh. Only black girl in the class. No, I'm sorry. Are we talking about Andy, the other guy, or me? Called her, and then guess what? He even called her the N-word, or him the N-word. John's like, you freaking N-word? And she's like, oh, that's it. You called me the N-word. Let's fight. You're finished. Slaughter him. Okay, and then Andy wins, and the bully is now known for the rest of his life as a loser who got his freaking A kicked by Andy. Me. All right, guys. I hope you like that visual and little psychological background story about moi. All right, so let's talk about it. What works? You guys think I'm crazy. You guys love it. You love it. That's why you're here. You know what? I really wish I could block all of you guys that bring forth no content and just want to bring a clown emoji. Ooh, guess what? My alter ego is a clown. Joke's on you. Okay, so let's read. Reducing stain. Guess what? You're probably a little kid. You're probably a 5-year-old. That's what you probably are. You're probably a 10-year-old. Okay, let's read. Let me educate you. 4 countries with gun control and what America can learn from them. Should I repeat that? Are you guys not able to ascertain that? 30 people will be shot dead in America today. By the way, this is on www.theguardian.com /US News /2016 /Mar /15 /So America. This is how you do gun control. Okay, here we go. 30 people will be shot dead in America today. On average, it could be more. If it's less, then more will die tomorrow or the next day. The United States gun homicide rates is 25 times higher than other high-income countries, according to recent studies. Americans are divided on whether the country's gun deaths could be reduced through tougher laws on gun ownership. Okay, that's what we've been talking about. We need tougher laws, but some people don't think that we need it. Sandman, you're gone. I have the time. Okay. Americans are divided on whether the country's gun deaths could be reduced through tougher laws on gun ownership. Liberals argue that legal restrictions on gun ownerships could save lives. I'm a liberal. Hi, nice to meet you. But conservatives say that tougher gun laws would do nothing to change the behavior of violent criminals. They don't want to do anything ever. Criminals are going to break the law no matter what, is what conservatives say. So what should we do? They say absolutely nothing. Even the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting that left 20 first graders dead. I live in Connecticut, and I was a part of that because I worked at the Marriott, and we actually housed some of the families of Sandy Hook. It did happen, and so let's keep reading. It's now the 9th anniversary also of Sandy Hook. It's just a devastating tragedy that happened here in Connecticut. Anyway, was not enough to convince American lawmakers to pass new gun control laws, with many people seeing the ownership of guns as a crucial check on government tyranny. So many conservatives are afraid of a tyrannical government. Why? This has never happened. This is just a fear-mongering ideology that the conservatives have that is not a real threat. But whatever. The country's highest court has ruled that outright bans or civilian ownership of handguns are unconstitutional. Why would they say that? Why would they say that? And can I just say this? People in the courts that are in the highest courts, like the Supreme Courts, it's just like, really? Do you really guys have your moral compass under control when at one point, judges were putting black people in jail for petty crimes? They were basically thinking that we were chattel and property. I really don't think our country's government is the people that should be the end all be all holding standards pertaining to what's going to protect the everyday people. I mean, 50 years ago, there was a law called the Jim Crow law. That was a disgusting law. So, I mean, really has our system and our judicial changed that much? And gun control disproportionately affects more so black and Latino communities than white communities. So whatever. But moving on. Listen, I get it. The Second Amendment matters. Okay, it's part of our Constitution, but so is the First Amendment. And how many liberals are being censored? How many people are being censored here in America? Due to just talking about the pandemic. We can't even talk about the pandemic. We're being censored everywhere. Yet this is America and we have a constitution. Like, come on. Anyways, and also it says in our constitution, and God, it has a lot of God talk. And now people that aren't religious don't even want God in our schools. They don't want God anywhere. So isn't that unconstitutional too? Right? Okay. Anyway, also medical freedom. I mean, I could keep going with all the other things in our Constitution that are being infringed today, but you guys just care about your freaking guns. Okay, sure. Moving on. After similar mass shootings, other countries have taken more dramatic steps to regulate gun ownership. So mass shootings are not just happening in the United States of America. They're being plagued all over the world. But the difference between us and them, which is other countries, they're taking dramatic steps to regulate gun ownership. And people in America are making dramatic complaints about keeping their guns and doing nothing. So that's something that we can learn from other countries. Is one, we shouldn't even be accepting these mass shootings. They're happening so often that we have been completely desensitized to them. 4 teenagers just died. They're dead. Finito. Corpse. And you guys want to sit here and keep talking about your freaking guns. We need to take dramatic steps to regulate gun ownership, just like other countries that have successfully proven that regulating the gun saves lives. Okay, so a look at 4 countries that show that tougher gun laws have been central to these efforts. But I'm just letting you guys know, I'm just getting through this article and I'm out. Anyway, because I'll be back tonight at 9 o'clock. And you guys are exhausting, you freaking gun lovers, specifically. A look at 4 countries show that tougher gun laws have been central to these efforts, but that enforcement and culture may also play important roles in preventing violence. So other cultures have some type of culture to where they don't tolerate kids dropping like flies in schools. Crazy, you're gone. If you have multiple clown faces, I'll allow you to have 1 clown, but when you put more than 5, you're out. What did you say? Cuba, Venezuela, etc. Why should everyone be pushed based on what did you say? Big Daniel Boy said, why should everyone be punished based on one or more person's actions? Because it's not just one or another person's actions. Every 2 days there's a mass shooting. Okay, there's hundreds and hundreds of people on a day-to-day basis that are breaking the law. We have got to get everybody under control. And saying that the guns don't kill people, people kill people, but people kill people with guns. And it's their uniform to out in people's lives. We have to do dramatic measures to make a difference. Yep, Kenosha, you can have one. But if you guys have more than one, you're out, because I honestly don't want you guys ever coming back here, because you guys can't have a conversation. And you keep derailing me reading. So keep making the emojis and you'll get out of here. What did you say, Rain Tough? People are shoplifting. Why don't you start small? People are shoplifting. Why don't you start small? Work up. Who cares about shoplifting? One thing I will tell you guys, if you guys ever come here, 2 things that I don't do: deflect and derail what we're talking about. I don't like whataboutisms. I think they're the plague of social contracts. I do not like whataboutisms. We talk about racism and you guys want to say that we weren't slaves. Like, we're not doing whataboutisms and what about this and what about that. We're not going down the rabbit hole. I'm not doing whataboutisms, and I'm not doing deflection. Stick to the topic. Gun control. Do you have a job? Yes, I do. I'm a full-time real estate agent. So as I'm sitting here in my freaking office, actually, I do have to go soon. Now that you mention it, I have to be at a house in less than 30 minutes. Shoot, I totally forgot. You're absolutely right. I have to go show a house. Anyways, let me just get through the UK, and I'll come back tonight and we'll talk about the 4 countries that have ameliorated. You're absolutely right. I need to go to work. This is a entrepreneur thing that I'm doing, because I do hope that I can get paid to continue to be a political commentator and try to interject love into the world. Daytime TV or nighttime, I'll take either or. So UK, from the moment 43-year-old Thomas Hamilton unloaded his legally held arsenal of handguns on children and staff at Dunblane Primary School on 13 March 1996, gun control was on the cards. So in the UK, there was a 43-year-old man named Thomas Hamilton who unloaded his legally held arsenal of handguns. Again, let me repeat, it was a legal gun and killed children. I'm looking at a picture right now. I'll share it with you guys, and I'll sorry, I ran out of freaking battery. This is unacceptable, but they did something about it. Is my point. And I gotta go. So we just talked about UK. They had a Delhi massacre. A grief turned to a national anger. There was a national anger after these beautiful kids. These beautiful kids are dead. They're dead. Do you want to see the picture of the Sandy Hook kids? I'm going to show you when I get back for my showing. Probably around lunchtime. Do you guys understand why I do what I do? Because I feel that one of you guys could be a Thomas. And I'm trying to tell you, get your mental health check together. Lock up your freaking guns. Because it could kill a child. I'm an advocate for the children. I don't care about you if you're an adult. I care about these children. But you guys want to sit here and continue to talk about your obsession with hunting and guns and protecting your families. Well, where were you in 1996? You probably weren't even born yet. Because I definitely wasn't. But this just keeps happening. And we're going to talk about it here on the Drea Show. We're going to talk about it until I'm blue in the face. No pun intended. We're going to talk about it because we're Americans. We're going to talk about it because we're humans. We're going to talk about it because we're parents. We're going to talk about it because we need to figure out what the root of the issues are. And we need to make dramatic changes to our gun laws and make them stricter. We need to stop this madness. My grandmother died from cancer, and she used to always say this: stop the madness. I didn't realize that was a life calling for me. I realized it after she died. Stop the madness. Your guns in your homes are freaking not saving anybody. Okay? In fact, suicide is climbing. Mass shootings is climbing. You guys say you're a law-abiding citizen, but you guys are the first ones to pop off. You understand that? If I pop off, the worst thing you're going to get is me annoying you in your ear. You guys pop off. You guys have deadly weapons. You understand the extremism that comes with you guys being gun lovers? I'm going to be back in a few hours. Like and follow the show. Know that I love you. I really do. And I don't want your kids to die. And I don't want anybody's kids to die. And I don't want my kids to die. And I don't want you to die by the gun. Hey, if you die because you decided to not change your shavers, did you guys know there's 1,000 ways to die? If you guys don't change out your shavers and there's rust on it and you end up freaking shaving your pubic hairs and getting some flesh-eating disease, hey, that's on you. But I still don't want you to die from a gun because you had a bad day. It's Wednesday. That's it. I've had it. And then you want to take people with you. I'll be back at 12. Shit, I gotta go.